Shark Nation, how you doing? How you feeling? And welcome back. I'm IC3 3000 to be exact. And listen, man, we got another episode of the Seattle Blue Sharks Dynasty, man. We're in season 2, episode 3. And listen, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on what we got going on because these Sharks are rolling. Last week against the Longhorns, we came out with a victory. Honestly, it was a low-scoring game, defensive slugfest, if you will. But let's go ahead and take a look at our stat leaders, man. We see Lovelady go 6 for 10 with 107 yards. Ray went for 103 yards. We had Rush with 41 yards and a touchdown. And then we can look at our receiving core, man. Each one of them had 2 receptions, Higgins, Glover, and Goat. No touchdowns to show for, but hey, we ain't complaining. We got the dub. That's all that matters. So if we take a look at the defensive side of the football, man, in all honesty, the stars of the show, we see Carter leading the way with 4 tackles. Steve Strong following up with 3 tackles, a tackle for loss. Hubbard got in there with 2 tackles. Outlaw got 2 tackles, tackle for loss. Matrix got in there with 2 tackles. Also had 2 sacks in this game, as well as Outlaw. He had 1 as well. We see States, big time States. He had a great game. 2 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, an interception that he took all the way back to the house for a touchdown, and many more, man. It was a whole contribution from the defense, man, as you can see. And we're super proud of this group, man. They did a great job, had a great game. Got us a victory against a top 10 team, and that's all we can ask for, in all honesty, man. So anyway, it's time to catch up and take a look at some of the polls, man. And honestly, we feel like we should be doing pretty good here as we just went and defeated a top 10 team on the road in Texas, man. And so now if we take a look at this top 25 poll, we're going all the way down and we can see that team up north that's up there. And there we go. Seattle moved up 2 spots. We're now ranked 23 in the nation. And I mean, you got to give it up for this team, man. Last year we went unranked, unnoticed, in all honesty, man. And now we're sitting at number 23 in the nation. So they got to put some respect on our names at some point, and it looked like they might be doing it now. So let's go ahead and transition to the Heisman watch, where honestly, man, I'm a little bit nervous. We do have Glover in the race, but I'll tell you the truth, he did not have a good game at all last week. And we can see the results show and speak for themselves right now. Glover drops all the way down to number 4 on the Heisman watch. And we kind of figured this would happen. I think he only had like 2 receptions for about 50 yards, and that just ain't going to cut it. You can see some of the names on this list, man, and some of the things they were doing throughout the season, going absolutely crazy. And we finally get to our guy, Jared Glover, dropping down on the Heisman list. And this is definitely one of our goals. He came back for a senior year, man. We told him we were going to try to get him that Heisman. So we got to do a little bit better getting him in the game plan and make sure he gets his touches because he's a big-time player for us. He goes as the team goes, man. So got to do a little bit better there. But now let's change gears and take a look at our conference standings, where the Sharks are sitting at number 3. And we love to see that. We keep playing like we've been playing. We'll be in that number 1 spot for sure. But now, man, let's go ahead and take a look at our schedule. As we can see, the Sharks are rolling, man. 2 dubs in a row. But this week, we got a pretty big game on our hands, man. Where we're finally going to get the face-off against Washington State. But before we get there, man, we have a letter from the board, and it is surrounding program exposure. We see Glover here, man. So let's see what the board has to say. So here we go, man. Coach Hughes, the board has recognized a significant opportunity for the program. After the impressive season Jared Glover had last year, he is in serious consideration for the Heisman Award this year. First and foremost, winning is always the main focus of this program, but this opportunity is not one we are willing to pass up. The benefits of having a Heisman Trophy winner come from our program will be a tremendous advantage in continuing to grow the Blue Shark athletic program. We would like you to put an emphasis on making sure the game plan heavily includes Glover. We believe the team goes as he goes. We realize nothing is a guarantee, but some things can be helped along. If you're able to make this happen, it is something we will surely not forget when it comes time for contract renewals. Go Sharks. And that right there is signed by Theophilus Cash Money, the Board of Athletics President, man. And so this is serious business. It's coming down from the board, man. And also, we kind of owe it to Glover, man. He came back for his senior year to make an impact for the team. And he talked about hanging banners, and we promised him a Heisman Trophy. So we got to come through, man. So this right here definitely brings some added pressure to Coach Hughes, man, to try to make sure we get Glover involved. But even aside from all of that, man, that was one of our season goals from the jump, man. So there's something that we're all on board for. The team knows, he knows, coach knows. So we got to tee up a little bit, get it back up on top of that list. But anyway, man, it is time for a recruit update. And listen, I've been hearing you guys. We've been taking applications and y'all been applying, honestly. So it is time to unveil the new class of commits for the Shark program, starting with Malik Austin. So let's get right into it, man. Malik Austin is a wide receiver, standing at 5'10", weighing in at 175 pounds. So not an overly large receiver, but this guy makes up for his lack of size with his ability to run routes, man. He is a route technician, man. We asked all his coaches, all his trainers, and they all said the same thing. Getting in and out of cuts is this guy's specialty, okay? So he's going to be a 3-star recruit, but he has a lot of upside. One, because he is a route technician, and two, he has above average speed and excellent vision. And one of the things, man, when we were scouting this kid out of high school, we really liked his ability to make a play with the football in his hands. He has that Odell Beckham type aura, man. He can take a slant all the way to the house. Like we said, he's got decent speed. So we're really excited to get this guy in that shark blue jersey and see what he can do in Seattle. So next up, man, we got Phantom Cruz. What a great name, man. Now you see me, now you don't. Rocking that number 0. Phantom is going to be a DN standing at 6'1", 269 pounds, full of solid muscle. And this guy right here is a 4-star recruit, and he is that for a reason, man. An absolute nightmare for any quarterback, any offensive lineman. This kid right here just has one of these things that we like to call a quick twitch, okay? He gets off the football faster than any kid I've ever seen. And he has great finesse moves to top it all off, man. Old lineman just can't touch him. So we're really excited about Phantom. Welcome to the program, man. Next up, we got Christian Bates. And Bates is a tight end, standing 6'2", 215. So he's got great size for the position, man. And listen, Bates is the definition of toughness. One of the things his coaches said about him was he was one of the most no-nonsense players they'd ever coached. And this kid right here actually played a little bit of basketball in high school as well, where he did suffer a right shoulder injury. So he wears a brace on that right shoulder, man, but that doesn't stop him from making tough catches or making an impact in the run blocking game. Like I said, man, this kid right here is just the definition of tough, and we're super excited to get this guy in that shark blue. So now let's take a look at D. Heaney. Heaney is a linebacker standing 6'6", 265, an absolute unit on the field. And this kid right here is a 2-star who specializes in pass rushing at the linebacking position, coming off them blitzes, man. He just has the knack for getting to the quarterback, has absolutely great size, as we can see. But one of the things we noted was that he does lack some coverage skill. Could be due to that size, you never know. But anyway, man, when you're standing next to a giant, you're just going to be glad to say that he's on your team. And we're definitely glad to have Heaney join Seattle, man. So now let's take a look at another recruit, Tim Flowers. This guy right here is a dual threat player, man, playing the cornerback and running back position. And he's standing at 6'1", 185. And look, man, this kid right here might be one of them ones, okay? On the offensive side of the ball, he is an absolute speedster. Can take any handoff and turn it into a track meet. And trust me, it's a race that you're probably not going to win if Flowers is the one with the football. So this right there makes him extra special, man. But I'll be honest, that's not even the best part about this guy right here. On the defensive side of the football, he is an absolute ball hawk and gets to the football like none other. A straight up playmaker. And you already know with this guy's speed, if he gets the ball in his hands on the defensive side of the ball, you might as well count that 6 and put it in your back pocket, take it home, tell your mama about it. I don't care what you do. He's taking that thing to the crib, and not many receivers are able to outrun him. And standing at 6'1", he has great size at the position. So we're super excited about Flowers, man. But now let's get to another recruit in King Trident. And Trident is a commit that we're really excited about as well, man. Another dual threat player. This guy plays the cornerback and wide receiver position, which really go hand in hand. So you know we're really excited about that. He's coming in standing at 6'2", weighing in at 187 pounds, man. So he has great size for both positions, in all honesty. And listen, we try not to make too many comparisons when recruiting these guys, because to each their own. But his coaches, a lot of scouts around the country, have likened him to one Marshawn Lattimore, coming from The Ohio State University, obviously turning pro and making a huge impact for his team there. And we see a lot of shades of that kid. And this guy right here, Triton, he has the ultimate ability to make plays on the defensive side of the football. Now, we already know he can play the receiver position too, so he's got great hands and no pressure, but we're expecting some really big time plays out of this kid right here. Super excited to get him to the program. And that right there is going to wrap up this week's batch of recruits. And you can see, man, Shark Nation, the Sharks are getting more and more dangerous by the second. So listen, man, if you want to be a part of this program, just let me know down in the comments right now. But anyway, man, we transition and get ready to prepare for our matchup this week, where we're going to be facing off against Washington State. And listen, this game right here is personal. Last year, they defeated us on their home field. And after, man, they took to social media talking about they were smoking on that shark pack. There was rumors that they were selling shark tacos all around campus. So listen, it's been the ultimate disrespect. But before we can get to the game, man, we got to handle some business at home. We have our first incident of the year, man. Trent Williams has got an academic infraction and they're telling us that it's well documented that Williams has had numerous cases of academic dishonesty. Let's pull the cord on this guy before anything else happens. And he's coming in with a player discipline at a D, so it can't be good. But if we take a closer look, man, they say more than one of Trent's professors have cited Trent for plagiarism. This is highly unacceptable and a blemish on the image of the Blue Shark program. This must be handled immediately. The NCAA will surely be looking into how we handle this situation. So listen, man, with all that taken into account, let's go ahead and decide how many games we are actually going to suspend Williams for. He is a senior. We haven't had any issues with him before, so we're just going to go ahead and hit him with 2 games. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson, man, but this is going to be a detriment to our team as he's a big-time player for us on that O-line. But anyway, man, we got to press on, and we got a big game ahead of us. Facing off against the Washington State Cougars at home. Let's go ahead and get into it. Shark Nation, it is game time.
The mercury will stay low today in this game between the Washington State Cougars and the home team. It's early in the year, and we've got 2 teams from the Pac-10 who are ready to go to war. And here comes the home team. The Cougars appear to be completely overmatched in this one. What do you think, Kirk?
The home team is led by their running back. Now, I had a chance to talk to him about this game, and believe me, he is ready to run all over this defense. Coach, I expect him to have a big game on the ground.
You're absolutely right. I really believe that these guys are going to do it.
Well, Coach, we'll find out if you're right or not. Let's take it down to the field where today's captains are ready for the coin toss.
Yes, sir, Shark Nation. We are now on the field, getting ready for this game, man. And I told you we were going to have some new uniforms. And you can see the Sharks looking extra clean in that chrome on chrome. So you know we mean business. As we see our team captains Glover and Troop getting ready to take on the Cougars, man. They're ready to go to battle in this heated game. And so here we go, man. The kick is on the way, and just incredible. It looks like he will return this kick. As he does, he takes it across the 15 to 20 and finally gets tripped up at the 25. So that's where the Sharks are going to start on offense, man, getting this thing at the 25 and ready to go to work. So we see Lovelady and company lined up. We got Tay Ray to Lovelady's right as Lovelady drops back the pass. He's looking, he's surveying the field, scrambling to his right, buying some time, and he finds Glover over the middle, cross field, and Glover still running, breaks 1 tackle, and gets all the way down to the 45 on the first play of the game. So that right there is exactly what we wanted to see, man, especially with all the news, man, surrounding Glover and his Heisman campaign. We definitely want to get him started early, and that is what the Sharks did so far. So here we go, man. On another first down, we see Lovelady drop back the pass again. He's looking deep over the middle to Glover, who's got a one-on-one matchup. But the defender right there makes a great play on the football, knocks it down to the ground. And so it's going to be 2nd and 10, ball on the 44. So here we go, man. We got Tay Ray taking a handoff up the middle and is met by a host of Cougars, but he hurdles one man and drags another and gets almost all the way to that first down marker, just short. So they mark him as 3rd and 2, ball on the 48, just at the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. And we see Lovelady and shotgun under all types of pressure. And he finds Goat on the screen pass to the right-hand side, and Goat has got a whole lot of space and finally gets brought down at the 35 right there. They call it the 36, so the nice little play right there caught the Cougars off guard and moved those chains for the Sharks. So here we go. It's 1st and 10, ball on the 36. Lovelady drops back the pass again. He gets hit while he throws. He was looking for Higgins over the middle, who was covered by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cougar defenders. Might not have been the best decision right there. But anyway, we live to play another down. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. And we see a handoff go to Rush, who finds his team up to the left-hand side and gets a nice gain of about 11 right there. So it's good to see Rush getting into a little bit of a groove. He's starting to come on as another viable option out of the backfield, man, alongside of Tay Ray. So we're glad to see that run game starting to get going now as we see Rush will stay in the game for this next possession as he gets a toss to the right-hand side, and he's got some space. He's running, and he missed one man miss, but then he gets cracked and fumbles the football, and the Cougars recover on the 20 just as the Sharks were starting to cook. He turns the football over, and all momentum has also been turned over to the Cougars. And you know, in this hotly contested rivalry game, man, you know they're doing a whole lot of talking on the field. That's just not what you wanted to start this game off. Drive was looking really good, but Rush right there got a big hit put on him and couldn't hold on to the football. So now the Cougars will take over on the 21, trying to answer the Sharks' good run and try to do something of their own as they go with a pass to the right-hand side that is broken up by Troop right there. So after that nice play by Troop, it's now 2nd and 10, ball on the 21. As we see, they go in single back formation. And Sampson's going to drop back the pass, but then he's brought down by Hood, who forces a fumble, but it's recovered. And then it's stripped again by Steve Strong and recovered by Carter. The Sharks take over on the 15 after a huge play by the defense right there. Hood comes in immediately with the sack fumble. And then the old lineman picks it up, and then Steve Strong says, not so fast. We need that back. Gets the football right back, and then Carter picks it up. And the Sharks now take possession on the 14 after a crazy turn of events. The Sharks immediately take momentum back and now are in striking distance. And so we'll see what they can do with it as Tay-Ray takes the first handoff up to the left-hand side. He's got a little bit of space. And after a nice 8-yard gain right there, the Sharks are looking back to life. So it's now 2nd and 2, ball on the 6. A minute and 43 seconds left. Tay-Ray still in the backfield, and he's going to get the handoff. But he is brought down short of the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a loss on the play. So it's now 3rd and 4. So ball is on the 8. It's 3rd and 4. You see Lovelady dropping back the pass here. He's surveying the field, looking for a receiver. Not really seeing too much going on. He might have Glover over the top, but he doesn't see him. He's running out of time, so he's just going to scramble. Gets close to the first down marker, but then is brought down just short. And after that huge play by the defense, the Sharks stall out on offense, man, leaving the ball on the 5-yard line. It's 4th and 1, and we can hear Sharknation urging Coach Hughes to go for it. And he is going to do so. You see him line up in I formation with Tay-Ray in the backfield. He gets the handoff. He cuts back, but then he does not get the line to gain. And that is a turnover on downs on the 6-yard line. So this game has been absolutely crazy so far, man. It's living up to the billing. Defense throwing haymaker after haymaker on both sides of the football, man. So here we go. The Cougars take over on the 6-yard line. Sampson's going to drop back the pass, standing in his own end zone, looking over top. And it's not going to find anybody as the ball safely drops to the grass. And we have 2nd and 10. Ball still on the 6. We got 44 seconds in this first quarter. It's been a crazy one thus far. And we see Sampson drop back the pass again. He's under all types of pressure, and he gets sacked on the 2-yard line by DJ Outlaw, who came screaming off that left-hand side. And they're actually going to mark him down at the 1. So it's 3rd and 15 on the 1. Mosley, running back for the Cougars, is standing in his own end zone. So this could be a big play right here for the Sharks if they take advantage. And we see the Cougars taking their time with this one. As Sampson drop back to pass, he finds Mosley on the right-hand side, but then he catches the ball and runs out of bounds, and that is a safety. And what a terrible decision by the quarterback Sampson to throw that ball to his running back right on the edge of the sideline in his own end zone, resulting in a safety. But hey, we'll take it, man. So anyway, that's going to result in a safety and a punt where Justin Credible is going to take this punt off, and he makes one man miss and got the sideline. But we do have a flag on the field after the nice return by Justin Credible. And they are going to call clipping on, looks like, McBride. So that's going to set us back a little bit. And so the Sharks are going to start with the ball on the 26. 5 seconds left to go in this first quarter, this crazy first quarter. As we see Tay-Ray get the play action handoff, and Lovelady's looking to pass the ball over the middle of the field. And he was hit as he threw the ball and almost threw an interception right there. But thankfully, it was batted down and hits the grass. So we now get to the second quarter, man. 2nd and 10, ball on the 26. Sharks up 2-0 as Tay-Ray takes the handoff and fights for a couple yards right here. And here we go, man. The Sharks are looking at 3rd and 8. The ball is on the 28-yard line. Lovelady drop back the pass in shotgun. He's running off to his right, looking for a receiver, looking for Glover over the middle. He finds him, and he makes the catch, makes a tough catch, and gets the first down. So that's exactly what we want to see, man. Get Glover involved in this game early, and we are doing so right now. So here we go. We see Lovelady back in the backfield by himself once again. He's dropping back the pass, surveying the field, looking for another receiver. Found Higgins, who had the catch but then dropped it after a nice hit by the safety. And so that's going to leave it at 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39, man. The Sharks trying to find some rhythm. So here we go, man. Lovelady still in shotgun. Tay-Ray to his right. And it's going to go with a handoff to Tay-Ray, which goes nowhere. Might even be a loss on that play right there, and it was. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. Ball on the 38. As we see Lovelady drop back the pass again. He's under pressure. He's looking for his GOAT on the right-hand side, and GOAT comes up with the catch over the safety and gets down to the 25 right there. So nice throwing catch right there from our freshman GOAT. And he is a guy who did make that transition from quarterback to receiver. So he's got that high IQ. And we saw that right there on that play, man. So big time play right there from Lovelady to GOAT. So it's now 1st and 10. Ball on the 25. About 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the second quarter as we see Lovelady survey the field again in shotgun. He's looking for Glover on the left-hand side. And Glover comes in with the catch and gets down just inside the 5-yard line. So we see Glover yet again come up with another big-time catch. And right now, his matchup does not seem to be able to handle it right now because he is doing whatever he wants over there on that left-hand side of the field. So anyway, we got 1st and goal. Ball on the 3. We see Lovelady drop back to pass again. He's drifting to his right. He's got a couple of defenders on him. He may have to get rid of this football as he's still waiting, and he finally gets sacked. He probably should have threw it away right there, but takes a loss on that play. Clock still ticking. About 1:30 left as we see a handoff to Rush on the left-hand side, who's easily getting into the end zone untouched for a 7-yard touchdown run. So we love to see it right there. Rush kind of making up for that fumble he had earlier and finishing off this nice drive by the Sharks offense, capping it off with a touchdown, man. As you can see right there, he had a lead blocker and just had a clear path. A little bit of extra at the end of that play right there from the Cougars defender. But hey, what can you expect from a rivalry game? Anyway, we go ahead and make sure that the extra point is good, and it is. So the score is now 9-0 with 1:35 left in the second quarter. And this one has been insane so far. I can't wait to see what the rest of this game has in store. But anyway, man, here we go. We're going to see the Cougars take the field on offense again. And they start with the ball on the 13-yard line as we see them go play action. And Sampson's looking for his running back on the right-hand side, who almost bobbled it into the hands of one of the Sharks defenders, man. So that right there is definitely not what they would have wanted, but thankfully fell unharmed as we see another handoff go to Mosley right there, who gets a good gain right there and spins his way to a 1st down, getting the ball all the way down to the 24, keeping that clock running. About 1:23 left in the second quarter, man. And so here we go. It's 1st and 10, ball on 24. We see Mosley in the backfield again as Sampson drops back to pass. He's serving the field, looking to his left. He finds his tight end, who hurdles one man and then gets popped by Outlaw, but did not get out of bounds, so it forces the Cougars to take a timeout. 1:08 left to go in the second quarter as we see another play action by Sampson. He's looking on the right-hand side, but Diaz is right there to make sure nothing happened. And so we love to see it by our freshman right there, Rodriguez Diaz, shutting that receiver down. And so that leaves it at 3rd and 2, ball on the 32. And we see Mosley, the lone back in the backfield, tight end to the left. As Mosley gets the handoff, he's looking for some space on the right-hand side. He finds it, and Jenkins finally trips him up on the 46. And so they're forced to burn another timeout after a good gain right there. And so it's now 59 seconds before halftime as we see Mosley, the lone back, and Sampson goes back in shotgun. He's looking for a receiver to top. He's not there, but Jenkins is, and he comes away with a pick, breaks one tackle. He's still running. He's got a whole lot of space, but he's finally brought down after a nice play right there. Great instincts, over-the-shoulder interception. And this kid right here is one we were already excited about. He's been making big-time plays and just showed some of them instincts, man. Great hand-eye coordination. Couldn't even get it out, but great interception right there by Jenkins, getting the ball back for the Sharks with 50 seconds left to go on the clock before halftime. So we're going to try to take advantage of this. Ball on the 34. We see Lovelady drop back in shotgun. He's looking for Glover. Oh, my goodness. He has Glover, and Glover is off to the races, and he is not going to be caught. And so right off of that huge interception from Jenkins, we see a 66-yard bomb from Lovelady to Glover. And this is exactly what we were talking about. We wanted to get these two going early, especially Glover, and they have answered the call. Glover is going absolutely insane. That cornerback over there is in trouble. I don't know what his coach is going to tell him, what he's going to have to do, but he's going to have to do something because Glover is looking like he might have a career game right now. So after an insane couple of plays back-to-back, an interception then touchdown, we see the Cougars back on offense trying to respond as we see Sampson looking to the left, but States was right there all over that receiver. And Sampson has just lost a lot of confidence, I'll be honest with you, man, because he almost threw another pick to States right there, and that would have been house. But anyway, it's 2nd and 10, ball on the 31, 36 seconds left to go in the second quarter as Sampson is looking to throw again, and he's looking to the left-hand side to his receiver Powers, who comes down with the catch, but then is quickly brought down by States. Nice tackle right there by States to get the receiver down and keep this clock running. And so we're getting just under 20 seconds, and we're going to see them hand off to Mosley, but then he is quickly shut down by Steve Strong right there. And so the Sharks are actually going to take a timeout to stop this clock with 17 seconds left on the clock and try to put insult to injury in this first half, man, and see if we can't go down and score yet again. And so we see a bad punt from the Cougars. The Sharks are going to start on the 49. It's 1st and 10, 13 seconds left. And we see Lovelady drop back to shotgun. He's looking Off to his right-hand side. He's going over the top to Gray. This is a one-on-one matchup with our big-time freshman, and Gray comes down with the catch over two defenders. The pass was tipped, but Gray kept his concentration and came down with the catch in the end zone for a 49-yard touchdown pass and reception. What a crazy play. And right now, the Sharks have got all the mojo, all the momentum, call it what you want. Them boys is cooking. So the Cougars are going to get the ball back on offense with 4 seconds left in the second quarter. And you're going to see him hand off to the fullback and run the clock out and go out of the end of this halftime without taking any more damage, because right now the Sharks are going absolutely insane. So now it's time to get into the halftime report presented to you by WX Sports Gear. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first half and see what all has happened, man. It's been a crazy one. All right, man. So the score at halftime is 23-0. Sharks up big time. And in this one, it has been just an absolutely crazy momentum swing at every turn, right? Sharks faithful has been a little bit nervous in the beginning. Sharks definitely got off to a slow start, man. We saw a couple turnovers. We got all the way down into the red zone. We went for it on 4th down. We're not able to convert, but then turned right back around, got a turnover, got a safety actually, to get the Sharks on the board for the first time. And then after that, the Sharks just did not look back, man. We saw us starting to dominate on defense. We saw us starting to dominate on offense in the passing game. Joe Lovelady absolutely dotting the Cougars up right now, and the Cougars have had no response. And to give it up for the Sharks defense too, man, we've seen a couple really huge big hits, turnovers, strip sacks, fumbles, interceptions. So right now we are firing on all cylinders, and you gotta love it, man. And so this has been a pretty intense first half, man, and hopefully the Sharks will be able to keep this up and not let their foot off the gas pedal, as we do know this is a big rivalry game and we ain't showing no mercy. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at our player of the game, and that is going to be Jared Glover. The kid is absolutely balling right now. Big time Jared Glover, aka Baby Megatron, man. 4 receptions, 118 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. Coming in with a performance grade of an A+, man. Coming up with big time catch after big time catch and really just dominating his matchup. Just really showing that these Cougars are no match for us, man. They did all the talking last year. They did all the squabbling. They did all the yap. But now it's time to come and prove it in the field. It's time to come to Seattle and show what you're really made of. And right now we can see that. And Jared Glover is leading the way of exposure, and we love it. So now let's go ahead and catch up with our coach, man, Coach Hughes, and see what he has to say as far as halftime adjustments. So number 1, defense, shut them down. Like I said, in that first quarter, man, we were a little bit shaky, but after that, man, the defense has done a phenomenal job coming up with big time turnover after big time turnover. So number 2, offense, run it up. This is something we're definitely going to keep doing. Running up the score. Like I said, this is a rivalry matchup, and we don't feel any type of way about running up the score on these boys. And then number 3, show no mercy. We've already covered it a couple times, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep this lead and turn it up even higher in the second half, man. So this is going to end the halftime report, brought to you by WX Sports Gear, man. World-class athletes deserve world-class sports gear, and this is the official partner of the Seattle Blue Sharks. So now let's go ahead and get back to the action in the second half, where the Sharks are getting ready to kick off to the Cougars and try and finish this slaughter of the Cougar team, as we see Powers take this kickoff and get all the way to the 35. And so here we go, man. The Cougars are going to start out on the 36 to begin the second half, where honestly they're just trying to turn things around and improve on this first half because it was not good. Anyway, we see Mosley lined up in the backfield in a single back formation, as we see him get the play action handoff, and Sampson rolls off to his left. He's looking over the top, and Jenkins might have fallen asleep right there and left his receiver open, and he is going to stroll into the end zone for a touchdown. I don't know what Jenkins was doing back there. It's almost like somebody had the controller and wasn't using it. But anyway, man, the Cougars strike back immediately in this first half and go and put points on the board, and it did look like their coach was telling them to go for 2. And so they are trying to make a statement in this second half. And if you're a Shark fan, you're not too concerned, but at the same time, you don't want to start getting sloppy, and let this team build confidence and get back in this game. We're up 23-6, and it does look like the Cougars are going to try to go for a 2-point conversion right here. And so they're lined up with I formation. So it looks like they're going to hand off to Mosley, who's going to walk into the end zone untouched and convert the 2-point try right there. And so here we go, man. The Cougars are lined up to kick the ball off after starting the second half hot. And Goat is set to return this kickoff, and he's got the ball and going up the middle and gets about to the 25, and we have another flag on this kickoff. So we've been seeing a lot of that on special teams so far, and it's going to be another clipping that's going to set the Sharks back on this first drive, taking us back to the 12. And here we go, man. It's 1st and 10, ball on 12. We see Tay Ray, the single back in the backfield. About 3 minutes and 44 seconds in the third quarter as we see Tay Ray get the handoff and go up the middle of the field, and he makes the safety miss, but then is brought down. And what a run right there from Tay Ray. We haven't called his name too much in this game, but it is good to see him get going, and that will definitely help us sustain this lead as he just had the Red Sea split for him right there on the left side of that line. So shout out to the old linemen who are much improved from last season as well. Definitely something to note. But anyway, good run right there from our freshman running back, getting us all the way down to the 34 as he gets another handoff where he takes to the outside on the right-hand side, and he gets brought down after a good gain of about 6 right there. So it's now 2nd and 4, ball on the 40, and the Sharks are still moving the ball at will as we see them go play action with Lovelady dropping back the pass, looking for Glover, who finds his receiver, and he got the sideline, and he's still running and goes all the way down to the 30. And so once again, Glover is still hot, still cooking his matchup. I can see number 37. I don't even know his name, but he just did not do enough right there. And Glover gets all the way down to the 32. And the Sharks are looking to score again. They can smell blood in the water as we get a screen to the right-hand side to Goat, who makes the catch, but then does not go much further. Actually takes a loss on that play right there. So it's going to be 2nd and 12. About 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Ball on the 34. And we see Lovelady and company in shotgun with Tay Ray off to his right-hand side. And Ray's going to get the handoff to the left. And he's got a whole lot of space to the left-hand side. He's got that first down. And then gets brought down at about the 20. And so yet another big-time play from our running back, Tay Ray, right there. Another chunk play. And that's what we want to see in the second half, where we've already got a sustainable lead. Just really want to keep possession of the football. But we do see Rush come in to spell Ray, and he got a whole lot of space on the left-hand side. Once again, he's going to the end zone and gets brought down just short, right at the 1-yard line. And so you can see he's trying to add up on them stats and maybe get another touchdown in this game. Almost got it right there. So it does look like he's going to remain in the backfield and get the carry and then get stopped again at the 1-yard line. So this has kind of been a common thing. We've seen this happen to Rush before where he just couldn't quite punch it in. But we're going to go hurry up offense and keep Rush on the field and give him the handoff once again. But this time, he's going to go ahead and punch it in and get touchdown number 2 on the game. A 1-yard touchdown after a nice little run to start this drive. And the Sharks are going up again. It is now 30-8. So the Cougars are going to take over on the 30, trying to build off of that last time when they had the football. So we see Sampson drop back and pass. But he is going to be sacked down by Nehemiah Hood, who tallies sack number 2 on the game. And Hood is quickly becoming a star on this Sharks defense, man, becoming a quarterback's worst nightmare, especially for Sampson in this game right now. So anyway, man, it's going to be 2nd and 17. We see Sampson drop back the pass again. He's looking to the right-hand side, and he found Beverly, who came down with the sliding catch. I don't know how he came away with that one right there. Diaz thought he might have had the pick, but they get a good gain of about 10 right there, leaving it at 3rd and 7 as we get down to the final 10 seconds in the third quarter. Score is 30-8. And here we go, man. We see Sampson drop back the pass again. He's liking that right-hand side, but is not quite able to connect with Beverly. Couldn't keep his feet in bounds. So with only 1 second left in the third quarter, it's 4th and 7. Ball on the 33. And the Cougars are just going to lick their wounds and go ahead and punt this ball off to Justin Credible, who gets a decent punt and is going to return it down to the right-hand side. He's got a lane, and he got some speed, and he's going to get down to the 30, to the 35, to the 20, and finally tiptoe out of bounds and almost took that to the crib. And that would have just took the top off of the stadium right here. The Shark faithful would have been going crazy. But another great return right there by Credible, man, who's looking really good in that special teams area. So anyway, man, we're going to see the Sharks start with great field position as Tay Ray gouges the Cougars defense yet again for another gain of 9 right there. So we are now into the fourth quarter. 2nd and 1, ball on the 8. Sharks knocking on the door again as we see Tay Ray try and squeeze his way up to the left side of that line, but not get much. Actually takes a loss on that play. So it's going to be 3rd and 2, ball on the 9. And we see Tay Ray get the handoff again. He tried to cut it out to the outside, but the linebacker was quick to shut that door right there. And that's going to bring up 4th down. But we see Coach Hughes stay aggressive And he's going to go for this on 4th down. We already know this is a rivalry game, and we see Glover on a quick slant to the left-hand side. And not only do we convert, but we get into the end zone yet again, taking the score up 36-8. And that right there is something you love to see, man. We needed a big game out of Glover for multiple reasons. One, this is a rivalry game. Number two, his Heisman candidacy, his Heisman race is on the line right now. And he is looking to get back in that top 5. And he's doing a good job of it in this game. And so the extra point is good, man. And so we see the score go up to 37. And so that takes it to 37-8, man, where the Cougars right now are in trouble. Late in this 4th quarter, the Sharks defense are tightening the screws as we see Rodriguez Diaz right there make a good play on the football, tackling the receiver down for a loss. And so that's going to make it 2nd and 13 as we see Sampson drop back to pass again. He finds his tight end over the middle who makes Jenkins miss, but then is dragged down by Carter after a nice game right there. And so you got to imagine that the Cougars are probably going to be passing the rest of the way through this game as we see Sampson go back to pass again. And this time almost throws the interception to Carter. Carter comes up with a good play, just couldn't come down with the catch. And so it's now 2nd and 10. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this game. The score is 37-8. Cougars just trying to play for a little bit of pride at this point as we see Sampson drop back to pass yet again. He's under pressure. He finds his receiver, Brown, who breaks one tackle and is finally pushed out of bounds by Jenkins. Right at about the 25 right there. And so here we go, man. Just under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. The Cougars trying to find some momentum, trying to find something to build on for next week. As we see Sampson going to find Brown again on that right-hand side. A nice little gain of 4 right there. He does get out of bounds and stops that clock right with about a minute and 52 seconds left. So ball on the 21. Cougars looking to go and score in this game again as we see Hood all over Sampson yet again, forcing an incomplete pass right there, putting the ultimate pressure on the quarterback. So here we go, man. Sampson drops back to pass again. He's looking over the middle to Beverly. Beverly's got a seam, and he dives to the end zone and gets in. Nice play right there by Beverly. We saw Rodriguez Diaz right there try to get a hand on that football. Maybe would have liked to see him lay out for that one and bat that thing down. But anyway, man, we do see the Cougars go ahead and score. And they are going to go for an onside kick right here, which is quickly recovered by Higgins. And with that, man, you might as well go ahead and start playing the fight song. Go ahead and warm the buses up. This one right here is pretty much over. As we see Tay Ray get the handoff for a nice gain of 4 right there on the right-hand side. And with that clock winding down each second, the Shark faithful will get more and more excited. As we remember last year, there was a lot of talk about the Shark football program last year. Smoking on the Shark Pack, Shark Tacos, Shark Week, Shark Watch. Well, this year, the Sharks had something to say. As we see Lovelady drop back to pass once again and find Glover, who made a nasty move on a defender right there. One of the craziest cuts I ever seen in my life as he's letting the Cougars know, you guys can't touch me. As we get a little flashback of that play right there. So anyway, man, as the clock winds down, we see Lovelady drop back to pass again. He's got his tight end Jackson over the top to put the cherry on top of this game. A touch pass over the top that, honestly, man, we love to see it. Like I said, man, we were going to keep our foot on the gas pedal in this game. Because when you talk trash about us, you definitely got to back it up. And if you can't, we're going to run it up. You see Lovelady right there, just in complete rhythm and absolute dot right in the breadbasket of Jackson. And so with that, man, we're going to see the Cougars take the field again in what's likely the last possession of this football game with 28 seconds left to go as he finds his receiver right there. And then he makes a nice throw and catch to Powers over the left-hand side. And they burn their second timeout. And Powers must have lost his mind because this game is definitely over. Dancing on our field like that might get you touched up. But anyway, ball is on the 43 now. And we see Hood come flying in off the right-hand side and get a sack fumble. And the ball is still in limbo. It's picked up by offensive lineman. And that right there is Hood's 3rd sack of this game and 2nd strip sack at that. And so with that, man, that is going to go ahead and finish up and button up this game. The Sharks win. We go 3-0 at home. An absolute blowout, a showcase. And at the end of the day, man, it's all respect as we see Glover shaking hands with Sampson. Hey, man, it is what it is. You lace up them boots on the field, we're all equal. But listen, if you're going to take a chance and speak on the Shark name, you better be able to stand on business because we definitely will. So anyway, man, the Sharks are going to take this one And with that, man, it is now time to go ahead and get into our WX Sports Gear player of the game, where we're going to go ahead and take a look at someone who absolutely dominated this game, dominated this matchup. And it's going to be none other than Joe Lovelady, man. I know we talked a lot about Glover, but this kid right here, he almost had a perfect game, going 12 for 16, 295 yards through the air, 4 touchdowns, and absolutely just put on a showcase, man. Didn't let any of the talking on social media, any of the extras get to his head. He just came out here, he performed, and he performed at a high level, and that is what we love to see, man. We love to see that from our leader, and we can definitely see some improvement in Lovelady's game each and every week. You know, we talked about some of the turnovers. Just to see right here, he almost went 16 for 16, man. I don't think you can really ask for much more. I mean, the passes were on target. Decisions were excellent, man. We did see the one sack he took near the red zone, but, you know, we live and we learn. After that, man, he definitely turned up and then pretty much put the Cougars out of their misery. So good stuff from our quarterback right there, man. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the game stats. Final score ended up being 44-15. You can see we dominated the first down margin right there. Total offense, 395 to 168. In the rushing game, we had 100 yards, 22 attempts. Held the Cougars to 5 yards rushing. That's insane. In the passing game, we went 295. And then we saw 4 sacks. 3 of those coming from Nehemiah Hood. Had a monster game. Third down conversions, we went 4 for 6. And really, man, the Sharks just played a phenomenal game. Really had a lot to prove in this game, and we definitely came out and proved it. Turnovers were a huge part of that as well, man. We saw a couple fumbles, we saw an interception, man, but time of possession right there, you can see 11 minutes to 4 minutes to the Cougars, and just an absolute domination. Anyway, man, it is on to the next, where we are going to be looking at the Oregon Ducks. But before we do that, man, we got some business to handle, and we're going to go ahead and check that box, man. Friend or foe, one of our season goals is done and in the books. Shark Pack, thing of the past. We don't want to hear no more about that. We don't want to even hear no more from the Cougars, man. We're on to the next, man, where we're going to get ready to take on the Oregon Ducks and Dylan Gabriel and company, man. We're going to be going down to Austin Stadium. So look, man, you definitely want to stay tuned, man. Make sure that you lock in. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, man. And listen, if you enjoyed the video today, man, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel today. And remember, a little bit every day goes a long way. So once you take that first step, don't look back. I'm IC3, 3000 to be exact. I hope I see you guys in the next one. And if I don't, well, then go ahead and run this one back.